Hey guys, so tomorrow on August 19th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time for me, Nintendo is doing an Indie World video presentation. It'll be roughly 20 minutes of information about upcoming indie games for Nintendo Switch. And I've heard some leaks about some games that could be coming out, so I wanted to share that with you guys today. First off, over on Twitter, at ZhugeEX is saying, 2 games will be shadow dropped. Both games are hot. We'll also get solid 2019 release dates for Creature in the Well, Blasphemous, Northgard, Trine 4, One Finger Death Punch 2, Skellboy, and a few others. 2019 and 2020 release windows for other games. Worth a watch. So I've talked to our good buddy VRPlant, and VRPlant is backing up everything that at ZhugeEX is saying in that Twitter post. Those games that are supposedly going to get release dates, VRPlant saying they will in this Indie World video presentation, and VRPlant goes on to say that opening line, 2 games will be shadow dropped, both games are hot, is a pun on the 2 games that are going to be shadow dropped on August 19th. Those 2 games are Hotline Miami Collection and Super Hot. So both games have the word hot in it, so VRPlant is saying that is actually a pun, and those 2 games will get shadow dropped on August 19th. At ZhugeEX goes on to say, we're going to see another Microsoft/Xbox first game at the Indie World Direct on Monday. So far we've had Minecraft, Cuphead, and Super Lucky's Tale that have been Xbox exclusives come to Switch. If you've been following rumors/leaks, you can probably guess this one. Well, thanks to VRPlant, we don't have to guess at this one. The game that's coming to Switch is Ori and the Blind Forest, and VRPlant goes on to give us the release date for this. Ori and the Blind Forest for Nintendo Switch will be releasing September 27th, according to VRPlant. September 27th is a pretty interesting date to be getting Ori and the Blind Forest, as that is a Microsoft exclusive title, or at least it was until now it's coming to Nintendo Switch. And that's around the time people were guessing that we might be getting Banjo. Banjo Kazooie is, of course, a Microsoft-owned IP being owned by Rare, and Rare being owned by Microsoft. So people were guessing around late September Banjo might be released for Smash. So it's interesting that VRPlant is saying Ori and the Blind Forest is coming September 27th, and that is also a Microsoft thing. So maybe those things will coincide with each other. Late September was being guessed at when Banjo might be released for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because it's really close to when the next wave of amiibos are happening. Snake, Ivysaur, and Squirtle all get released on September 20th, and there's a bit of a pattern with amiibo release dates. It seems about 4 days later we tend to get a character drop. This happened with Joker, it happened with Hero, so people are guessing that may be what happens with Banjo's release date, which would place it around September 24th or 25th, which is pretty close to September 27th. I don't know for sure when Banjo-Kazooie will be released for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but my guess is going to be around late September, probably September 24th or 25th, if this whole amiibo release date theory thing continues to be a pattern. So in my last video, I was speculating based on the character select screen, which is something I usually avoid doing because the Smash character select screens historically have been pretty weird and usually don't actually yield any results at guessing characters or amount of characters or anything like that, but I was doing it for fun. I did make one little mistake though, so I'd like to correct that right now. I was talking about the Echo Fighter character select screen, the one that takes the Echo Fighters off and puts them in the same panel as their counterparts. And I was getting deep into hypothetical speculation stuff, and I was guessing at, like, if we got 2 more fighter passes and what that might look like, and I showed this roster. This is actually wrong. The Mii Fighters actually all only take up 1 spot on the character select screen when you're doing the Echo Fighter version, the version that gets rid of the Echo Fighters and puts them over their counterparts. So I showed all 3 Mii Fighters taking up a separate spot. That was wrong. They should all take up only 1 spot. Again, I was talking about really hypothetical stuff about getting 2 more fighter passes after this one, so don't take any of this too seriously. But just to correct myself, if we were to get 2 more fighter passes after this to make a perfectly clean character select screen on this Echo Fighter version, change it to this. Instead of hypothetically getting 6 more Echo Fighters and 4 more normal characters after this fighter pass, just reverse it. Have it be 6 more normal characters and 4 more Echoes, and then yeah, the Echo character select screen is perfectly squared off, which is what I was trying to do just kind of for fun. I will go on to say that this version of the character select screen actually fits very perfectly with just getting one fighter pass, however. Because the Mii fighters only take up one spot, that takes up that one extra spot we have, and we can do the whole character select screen in rows of 12, which is nice because then the top row is all the original 12 from Smash 64. So if there's one very clean character select screen they may be going for here, this could be it, and it would just mean the one fighter pass we've been told we're getting. And that was pretty much the whole point of that last video. I was just hypothetically trying to make a really clean looking character select screen and what interesting stuff we might find there. I only really did that because right now with Hero, we have a very nice looking character select screen, but again, historically Smash doesn't have a nice looking character select screen, so I know it's way, way more likely that we'll have like a staggered character select screen, something looking like this. And if Sakurai feels the need to add more characters, he will, or if this is it, then this is it, and the character select screen will just be a little off. I don't think Sakurai really cares much. This character select screen does bug me a little bit because it moves Peach up to the top, and then that separates Peach from Daisy, and it also moves Roy and Chrom apart from each other. And I always feel the Echo Fighters should be right next to the character they're an echo of on the character select screen, but hey, that's just my own OCD about it. It doesn't have to happen. And then the final thing I want to talk about in this video has to do with the Super Nintendo, or more specifically Super Nintendo games potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch. So someone found plans for a Super NES controller from Nintendo, so most likely this would be a controller that would hook up to your Switch, much like the NES controllers they made for the Switch, and yeah, this would be used to play Super Nintendo games, assumedly. We did have a Datamined a while back for a bunch of Super NES games, so I do suspect that at some point here, we will be getting Super Nintendo games on the Nintendo Switch in a similar fashion to how we have NES games on the Nintendo Switch for those who have an online membership. Just to reiterate, the games in the Datamined were Breath of Fire 2, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Demon's Crest, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Kirby Superstar, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Pilot Wings, Pop and Twinbee, Star Fox, Star Fox 2, Stunt Race FX, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, Super Soccer. So that's a lot of games that were on the Super NES Classic Edition, and they may be coming to the Nintendo Switch itself. So that's everything I have for you guys today. We'll find out tomorrow at the Indie World presentation if the leaks here are true. I suspect they probably are. Ori and the Blind Forest coming to Switch has kind of been leaked for a while, at least it's been a rumor, and I do really trust VRPlant, so Ori and the Blind Forest coming September 27th, probably what we're going to get. If you guys have any thoughts or comments on any of the stuff I talked about in this video, leave them below. So once again, thank you guys for all the subscribes, all the likes. Really helps out the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so, or like the video, or leave a comment, whatever you want. Until next time, have a good one.